Jai Shri Ram. Hello friends, as you know that on Tuesdays I share some part of my knowledge with the practical examples, and that information may not be shared by other fellow astrologers. Today I am going to discuss something about the Venus Mahadasha. Whenever the Venus Mahadasha or Venus Antardasha runs, that time the expectation of other people's from you. That means what other peoples are expecting you to perform, or their personal interest, which they want to drive out from you, that get activated. You might have seen so many times when Jupiter Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha, or Venus Mahadasha, or Jupiter Antardasha runs. Normally, so many people get family disturbance, and some people get divorce also. These are the expectations of the spouse, which the native may not able to fill. Similarly, in this case, when this Venus Mahadasha of this native has started, the expectation of other peoples are going to be huge. The people expectation has drastically increased manifold, and if this person or this native is not going to fulfill, then there is going to be some conflict or some disturbance. Second part, now this is the thing which is now get activated because the people expectation has increased in whatever form I am saying. The Venus is sitting in the 11th house in this native house, this native chart. That means 11th house is the social circle, 11th house is the benefit, overall gain. And if you go about India chart or Bharat chart, the third number sign is sitting in the second house, full, or the family. You can understand in what way I am just correlating, because in Bharat chart or India independent chart, in that Taurus is the Lagna and Rahu is sitting in the Lagna and Jupiter is moving through that chart. In this case, the Taurus sign is in 10th house, that house of profession, house of vyavasai, house of the duties. And you count from 10th house, the sixth, that third house is also having in his chart the Venus sign. That's why the expectations of the people at the profession or working front has drastically increased. But before that, his Venus Mahadasha has started. This native has gone through Ketu Mahadasha. The Ketu Mahadasha and the impact of whatever he has learned from open enemies, from hidden enemies, because the Ketu is sitting in the 12th house and Jupiter is also in the Mula, that is the Ketu Nakshatra. The native is going to through some sort of transformation until that he passed through that Venus Venus period, or maybe Venus Sun period. Afterwards, the everything will be streamlined. Now, why I'm saying the image has become beyond imagination, because in the Ketu Mahadasha period or Ketu Mercury particular period, he has learned so many hidden things about other people. The other people are now in, you can say, in a very uncomfortable position, because he knows about their hidden things. And they are worried that if the hidden things comes in the open, then their career might be over. Now, this is the chart of a native who is at a prominent level. But anyone who is at present going through the Venus Mahadasha, any person who is at present going through the Venus Mahadasha, please mention in the comment that what other peoples are expecting from you during this, or whether you are able to fulfill those expectations depending upon your Venus placement. You can provide the feedback, and I hopefully in the next uh, Tuesday thing on the same chart, I will continue with the Mars part. Because when Venus Mahadasha gets started for this native, the Venus is not going to give the result first. The first result of Mars will be felt by this native. Mars is Prakram, and the Prakram is sitting in the Mercury sign in this native chart in Guru Punarvasu Nakshatra. That means this native has to go through something again, something again. A restart is needed for this native. Punarvasu means only that he has to restart. He has to push the restart button. I'm not saying whether it is going to be a decline or a upliftment or in continuity of the same profession, but a restart button has to be pressed by this native when this Venus Mahadasha has started, because Venus is not going to give the result first himself. He will give the result of Mars, then he will give the result of Jupiter, then he will give the result for this native. The result will be of 10th house and the third house, and then finally the 11th house. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have learned a little bit from this video, please subscribe the channel and forward this video to other people who can get benefited out of it. Anything you can write down in the comment. I will try to answer all those questions. But if the question is going to be more specific, I will not answer that question, because for that personal consultancy need to be there. But if it is the question is for the learning purpose for the community of astrologer or community of a social circle person, then it's my promise I will 100% answer that question. Jai Shri Ram.